On top inside Edo today, Obaseki don't declare legal year for 2020-2021 open and him dey Gidigba for judicial autonomy reform. Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki don't promise say him administration go strengthen ongoing reforms for the judicial system sake of say him dey in full support of the independence for the judiciary and to for them wella. Him yarn this one to the members of the state judiciary for the opening of the 2020-2021 legal year. The wait-and-see governor come talk say since when he be governor, him never hold back funds due to say the judiciary or any arm of government, and the records dey there.
That as a government, we are not opposed to the independence of the judiciary. And we believe that the judiciary should be properly funded. As I've had the opportunity to comment at similar events sometimes ago, unfortunately, the judiciary is just like other arms of government who have been affected by the drastic decline in revenues accruing to this country due to the decline of oil revenues and the economic effects of COVID-19. As a government, we do not in any, since I became governor of Edo State, we have not withheld funds due to the judiciary or any other arm or tier of government. And the records are there.
Obaseki come here and say them they suffer challenges of short funding just like other arms, and are why them don't undergo painful reforms to begin make use of technology to bring down cost of operations.
I want to also use this opportunity to point out that even at the executive level, we suffer the same challenges of short funding, just like other arms. But what we have done and what we've continued to do is to undertake very, very painful reforms and also begin to utilize technology to reduce our cost of operations. And I would like to recommend that to the judiciary.
Obaseki come talk say him dey look for legal way to take settle the 7-month salary arrears wey dem dey owe the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria sake of say him no go fit settle the matter by breaking the law.
As was pointed out, this situation occurred before I became governor. In as much as I am sympathetic to the cause, but I've sworn to the Constitution and to respect the rule of law. This claim has been deemed unlawful, and I therefore cannot violate the law. Since I became governor, we have paid the workers their salary as and when due every month. We are looking at ways to resolve, but I cannot resolve it by violating the law. As soon as we can work around the issues, we will pay. I don't have anything personal. It's not, I've paid all claims, as much of all the claims that have been made, legitimate claims to me. I would like to advise that as we have done in the executive, healthcare is very, very important. And if we didn't take our healthcare system seriously, the lessons of COVID-19 is that we must all look out and look after our health more than ever before. And in the executive, we have introduced health insurance and has made it compulsory for everybody who works in Edo State. And I hope and pray that the judiciary will key into the health insurance system that we have introduced, which will now help ameliorate and pay for out-of-pocket expenses for people when they are ill, but also pay for their checkups even when they are not ill.
The Chief Justice of Edo State, Honorable Justice Esther Edigi, come salute the executives where them take help the establishment on top the small claims court where them don launch March 2020 to allow businesses grow for better environment. She come here and say her vision for Edo judiciary na strong judiciary wey get zero tolerance for corruption, and she go continue dey hail Governor Godwin Obaseki for im ogbonge efforts to complete and commission the High Court building.
What began as a peaceful protest snowballed into major unrest with serious collateral damage or destruction as well as great insecurity. Edo State, as we all know, was one of the hardest hit, the effect of which is still being felt. As we continue to weather the storm and in the middle of all this, I must commend my brother judges of Edo State Judiciary and all other categories of judicial workers for their cooperation, hard work. With your unwavering support and partnership, we have worked as a team to pilot the affairs of the judiciary to the lofty pedestal which it presently stands. Administration of justice. A major milestone in the administration of justice during the period under review is the establishment of small claims courts in the Edo State Judiciary on the 2nd of March 2020. By so doing, Edo State became one of the only 3 states in Nigeria that have established small claims courts, Lagos and Kano states being the other 2. The small claims court system in Nigeria, by its nature and jurisdiction, is limited to claims involving liquidated money demand, and does not cover tort, tenancy, or other commercial disputes. To facilitate the smooth operation of the courts, I issued practice directions on small claims courts, which became effective on the 2nd of March 2020. The birth of the small claims court was heralded by His Excellency Godwin Nogagase Obaseki on the 2nd of March 2020 when it was launched. It is the baby of the Edo State Judiciary in collaboration with the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, PEBEC, in line with enabling business environment reforms across all arms of government, aimed at making Nigeria a progressively easier place to do business. To appreciate the efforts of His Excellency, the Governor of Edo State, Mr. Godwin Enogagase Obaseki, for ongoing efforts aimed at completing and commissioning of the High Court Complex C edifice. This is where we are right now. We, however, urge Your Excellency to expedite action in its final completion and hand it over to the Edo State Judiciary so as to ameliorate the difficulties that we currently grapple with in the area of sustainable office accommodation and adequate court halls. Also critical in this area is the completion of ongoing judges' quarters projects in Benin City, as well as extending this to the provision and or renovation of existing quarters in other parts of the state. All of these, when fully executed, will undoubtedly aid the smooth administration and dispensation of justice in Edo State. Edo State Judiciary presently has 23 High Court judges. This number is undoubtedly grossly inadequate for effective justice delivery, especially in the face of exponential increase in the number of cases brought to our courts and the numbers of retirement of judges which we have had. It is my hope that this problem will be greatly ameliorated as soon as ongoing appointment process of judges is concluded. For the lower bench, the employment of additional magistrates and presidents and members of area and district courts has become long overdue. My vision for the judiciary continues to be a robust judiciary that has zero tolerance for corruption, a judiciary that is able to hold its own in the separation of powers equation with other arms of government.
Dis one na the ogbonge informate wey we carry come give una on top inside Edo today, as Obaseki don declare legal year 2020-2021 and im dey gidigba for judicial autonomy reform. Make una sabi say na TMC TV na im carry dis ogbonge informate come give una. My name na Ebosereme Inahu from Benin.